So where are you hiding out, Mariner? I'm coming for you. Oh. Whoa.
Vint?
Sir,
How's he holding up?
you should talk to him. I think he'd like that.
It's rough. We ostensibly failed our mission. Not literally, because we just had to find him, but yeah. He's dead already. Kind of not the spirit of what we're going for. I thought that person was coming with me in the party to talk with me. They're wielding sickles, which is strange, like they're ready for battle? Huh. The Silent Ages. The land of songs was not always filled with music. There had been a time before the Song of Ages had begun, when there was nothing but the silence of the void. Before the people of songs came to the lands, creatures of quiet hearts ruled the domain, and the consequence of their silence was clear. Their veins did not run with blood, their eyes did not sparkle with emotion. They were bereft of life, because they did not sing. These times were the Silent Ages, and we cannot put into number how long they lasted. For when there are no songs, no measures, there is no time. One day is the same as another. When the lands are mute, sunsets and moonrises pass, but their celestial courses are stale, for they have no rhythm to dance to. The days are cold and the nights are hollow, for there is no vigor in dead silence. But now we have entered this barren space, and in our footfalls we have imbued the soils with breath. Our songs travel through not only the air, but the earth as well. The seams gush in tempo to our chorus. The animals trot in accordance to our rhymes. Flowers bloom and wither. Trees shed their leaves to stand stark naked, as and when the Song of the Ages prescribes. We are the keepers of the ages, the voices of time, the custodians of the song, and never again can we let the world fall into death's silence. The first, when asked of the importance of songs in Ombrian culture, the period of time before the creation of the Ombrian calendar is commonly referred to as the Silent Ages. Certainly, they weren't actually completely devoid of sound, but its name is reflective of the centrality of songs to the early and arguably the modern Ombrian culture. That and just the concept of it's because it's untracked information, we just don't know what happened back then. So it's even if it wasn't silence at the time, it's been silenced by time.
Take your heart, take my hand. I will lead you through storm and fire. The blood may thin, the bow may break, but our cradle will e'er be shed. The wound will heal, the songs will ring, and soon again will your spirit sing. Take my heart, take your hand, I await you in promised land.
He composed this himself. He came by and asked Mirabas to help him put it into this chime. Did he know?
Your brother was no fool.
Then why? Why chase a storm and rough seas?
Because he felt that he had to.
He never told anyone this, but he harbored a religion. A Charmel, an Elysian religion. He liked to believe that there was an afterlife, a promised land that we'd go to after we passed.
I heard it in the last verse of the song.
I want so badly to believe that he's right.
A ray of light in a sea of shadows. A source of hope in a mire of despair. I think he would have liked to be remembered that way.
If my brother felt that he needed to do this, to find these artifacts, Then we must.
And so we will.
And as I guessed, the Judge Master has no wishes to act. Not yet.
Well, he'll have to keep waiting, won't he? We don't have any leads.
What about the golden canvas?
The portieri have searched it already. Nothing.
And my brother's work? Is there anything we can follow up on?
Nothing that hasn't already been checked out. We still don't know why he was creating Fae, but unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever find out now.
It's true. Razatov's death has staunched the flow of the investigation. All the answers in his mind, now lost.
But that can't be it. There has to be more to this.
Just a day ago, you had a gaze that could turn your victims to stone.
Well, some lessons can be learnt in a day.
It's late. We should get some rest.
What about our next step?
We'll convene tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have more ideas then.
Calden Azarus 7. First his family abandons him, then he loses his lover, and now he's lost his brother and has to grapple with the burden of being different, alone. Yet he carries on. How? So that's rough. So we had reason to think that Razatov already knew something was going to happen to him because of the fact that that's the next day, such check ran for other stuff. We knew that he knew because of the fact that he was spending so much time in that location as if getting his affairs in order, and now we know why, because he was composing that song.
Should you need me.
Thank you.
Good night, Mariner.
Raz?
She told me about her father. Said she knew how it felt to lose someone close.
Too common an experience in this city.
She might be a little rigid, but she isn't half as bad as I'd first thought. Neither is Vasco, actually. People have always said us Ombrians hide behind masks and facades. But perhaps not all masks are worn to hide dark secrets.
Go to bed, Calden. It's late.
It's not an unworthy lesson for him to learn, the idea that the people's secrets aren't necessarily malicious, because he's had a secret of his own this whole time.
You're supposed to be resting.
I don't get it.
What?
Razatov was in search of the artifacts. Artifacts that turned the Dementicato into Mascherines.
So?
They. How do they fit into all this? Why was Razatov creating them? What do they have to do with the artifacts?
Amadea.
We're missing something, Cicero, and if I could just...
Amadea! It's been a long day.
We're so close to something. I can feel it. Teetering on the precipice of change.
Rather dramatic?
It's just like 5 years ago when I thought Cyrus would... You're right. It's been a long day. I'll finish up here soon and go to bed.
Amadea.
I promise. Good night, Cicero.
Rather bad shape.
He has been rather quiet. Oh, Cicero.
Yes?
Cicero!
Is this something I should be hearing?
Vasco was telling me about what happened to the golden canvas. I'd been wondering what all the ruckus was about.
You and your family got out safely, though?
Barely. Livia and Damien have gone to bed. They're not used to such excitement. But enough about our escape. I heard you weren't so lucky.
No, I wasn't.
What happened in there, Cicero?
Nothing, Ven. I'm just tired.
Then you should be heading to bed now.
No more than any of you.
All right. Just one more drink then, and I'll be off.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because for the first time, if I'm correct, for the first time in this playthrough, Cicero has secrets he's absolutely keeping to himself.
Not just yourself, but those who travel with you.
Can't sleep?
I'm sorry.
Is he leaving? Oh, is his goal to take off without everybody else until so that they don't get in trouble? I should probably check by here real quick, just in case. So we started with Zoe, which is bonus damage. Yeah, it's damage versus proc chance with direct intervals of 5%. So this is 45 total, 45 total. Okay, so they're balanced in that way. That's 45 total. So it comes down to whether or not you want to balance heavier towards damage or proc chance with these things. Makes sense. Our options here are Mask Charge Restoration, Movement Speed Bonus, Hit Points and Focus Restoration, and that's it. Would not be crazy to have the healing bonus in particular. Like, what if you just had like a 1 in 3 proc chance and you're just constantly healing? Although even then, that's not the most rapid fire heal. I might go for it for him specifically, though. So I think he thinks he's endangering the people around him after what he knows and what happened to people, and the fact that he's keeping secrets in the first place indicates more of that. So I think he's trying to abandon everybody, both the entire crew and even his own way of transport and so on, and try to solve this mystery on his own, which I think we can all pretty confidently say is not actually going to pan out the way he thinks it will.
There. We're going out for a short ride, all right? Nothing to make a fuss over. Who's there? You heard that, didn't you? I'm not crazy. No, let's go. All right. Where have you been hiding?
If you're getting spooked this quickly, you're really going to be in trouble being out here on your own. The Sunken Star. There is a certain peace to be found in this place. The world is rushed, its people frantic. There is always something happening, some dagger you need to be wary of, some flash of fire you need to anticipate, some betrayal you need to guard against. Of course, none of that matters when you're alone. Alone, you are free. Alone, you needn't worry about the bindings that the world would shackle you with. Alone, you can find peace. The Sunken Star is great testament to that. The flowers that form the sheet of yellow in the field are known as Leanyara. They'd been brought over by runic merchants who attempted to grow them in large enough quantities to produce a brilliant golden dye out of the flower's petals. They failed because of an unfortunate ailment of tragic circumstances, and they abandoned the ward, allowing the flowers to grow in peace. No one seemed to want to claim the ward even after the merchants left. Some said the location was poor, and it was. And others said that the Leanyara would be too troublesome to get rid of. I, for one, think those are all excuses. It is easy to take to this place, with its quiet wonder. I think no one took over the ward because it was a symbol they secretly wished to remain. It was serenity in a world so grim. And yet I now am here for reasons I cannot bring myself to confess. I'd been here once before. It was a time ago, when the blood in the streets ran in rivulets rather than streams. Cyrus told me to meet him here, in the dread of night, one evening. I had just become an inspector at the time, and had pulled enough strings to get him his place as custodian of the Hall of Bearings. "Look out at that field, brother," he said, as he sat on a cliff overlooking the basin of yellow that inspired the area's name. "What do you see?" "Flowers," I said, confused about what he was getting at. "You said you'd bring me here to see something special." He chuckled. "That is special." He lifted a finger. "What do you see amongst the flowers?" "Nothing. It's all yellow." "Look again," he said. And that time I did, and I saw. "The wind," I said softly. "Coursing through the field, you can see the wind in the flowers. How it moves them, pulls them to its will, So invisible, yet so present, he said. This place has a magic to it. A subtle one, to be sure, but it's here, alright? And he turned to me. I want to thank you. For? Your magic, he said, turning back to the moonlit field of gold. Your quiet influence, the way your will works itself on the world, how it brings people together. He paused. I spoke to Lysandra. I swallowed, my mouth turning dry. She says the mask runners are inspired now that I'm custodian. Cyrus, I said, croaking, you know that wasn't my intention. You are their wind, Cicero, he said, without turning to me. At that moment I knew why he'd brought me here, to pull me in, to get me to commit, to join forces with the mask runners by convincing me how much of a hero I was to them. Well, brother, looks like I came after all. That almost would have been better served as some kind of flashback cutscene, but I guess they haven't really done that so far, have they? Look at this texture on the floor, by the way. The color scheme here is beautiful. What are we gonna find around here? Oh, hello.
Is it insanity for the gull to veer from the storm front? The lady has plans for you.
May as well lay a carpet out while you're at it.
This seems like an important place, huh? Oh, there's a mask, too. There we go. For who? I keep getting new Mascherines, but they don't show up. Didn't gray masks used to show up in this menu? There it is. Attune. Okay, that's freaky looking, actually. Like a Neptune mask or something. Some sea monster. So the voice seems to be playing in our head, inferring that we're doing this out of self-preservation. Now this is a neat-looking location. The ruins of the Sunken Star. It seems the reluctance with which the residents of the city have treated the Sunken Star has allowed one of its secrets to remain hidden. There is a set of ruins beneath the Field of Yellow, and it seems mostly untouched. I wonder if the farmers that had initially claimed this ward as their own had any idea what lay beneath it. So there's just this crazy set of ruins down here, like a necropolis or something.
Here we go.
This is a really open area.
Oh, great.
Fog. Oh, yep. That mist means bad things. An Umbra Fey Gawker. So are you, yeah, those are skulls. That's totally a Fey made out of corpses. So I guess it was fitting just to reference this place to being a necropolis of sorts. Might as well just use everything. Wow, this thing's actually kind of durable. There we go. Once you establish everything, it kind of goes down, though.
Alright, not too bad. Now, alright, bad, but manageable. As long as... Oh, come on! Oh. Hold your ground!
Okay. So now these guys are actually helping us fight the undead also. Okay, so... Wait. They're party members. Oh, that's weird. That's actually really weird. So now we have multiple party members to contend with. Okay, sure. Oh, let's get out of that burst of damage right there. So now the Masquerades are actually helping us, possibly. These are the same things that I don't know. It seems like the Masquerades are helping us because these things are showing up, but it's weird because this is, of course, exactly what they used to try to stop us before. Making sense of this stuff to get crazy right about now. But I'm sure we'll have our answers soon enough. Oh, it shoots like a slow-mo rolly ball. Weird. Kind of just relying on them to use their skills correctly because I don't really know how their characters work very much. And I don't know if I'll have them in my party long enough for it to be worth figuring out their skills seem to be sufficing just fine. Shadow Fae. Fae that seem to be made of shadow. I do not believe any of our records have dealings of such creatures. Ages, what is this world coming to? I mean, they don't seem to be made of shadows at all. They seem to be made out of corpses. It's pretty different from shadows. Yeah, there's a lot of face-spawning mist down here. I wonder if we're going to find out something that specifically generates the mist, or if it's just a force that sort of wanders around. That's also a dead end. These guys are huge.
Are you following me? Ah, the quiet types, I see. Well, I look forward to some deep conversation then. Come on, let's go.
Deep conversation, because we're underground. Ha. I missed my party members already. This is weird. Should I double check to see if I have 1 point? That's not really much to work with.
Either of you happen to know a way across? Well, aren't you the unpredictable one?
Oh, they know about buttons. I kind of thought they'd pick me up and jump, honestly. that would have been a sight. Alright, come and get it. These things are quite durable. It's like the golems are actually specifically way more capable of dealing with them than I am. So they don't take much damage from my attacks. I can sit here and poke away at one of them for like the entire fight, and they practically have ended the fight by then. They don't seem to take damage either. So that's creepy. That thing seems to be covered in eyes. It's some sort of weird skull crawly monster, but it's also like the entire body is just covered in eyeballs. So there's alternate paths around here. Obviously I want to find any that might have a Masquerine in them or something. What? We have teleport fields? I suppose now I know. Oh no. Oh! Oh. I'm a little worried about the prospect of missing out on something in this location, because it seems like a bit difficult to keep track of this place. You calm down. Oh, he ran away. So he's definitely a ranged caster type then. Yeah, he keeps running. Huh. I'm trapped. Pain. Wow. Stay stuck for a while, huh? There we go. Yeah, they're really effective. That big one seems like a big deal. What does that do? What have I done? What have I wrought? Oh, looping around? Sure. Hopefully there's no collectibles in this area. Because that'd be, or even lore. I hope that's just a maze you solve and get out of and that's it. Because, it all looks the same? It all looks the same and there's no map in this game, so I'm just worried about if I could miss out on anything. Did I just go up here? Yes, I did. Wow, I didn't even realize I was back here. Okay, we'll try this one now. Sure. Oh, where do you go? Somewhere new. 3 new directions to check, though. Have I been here yet? Not yet. I have no concept of where I am every time I teleport. I'm like, I could be anywhere now? This one's red? Okay. Am I supposed to find every color and step on it, perhaps? In like some kind of order? So I can teleport here, or I can step on that. Well, let's teleport here, because if I leave that thing active, then I can find it later, because it's still glowing, which means I haven't gone there yet. But the teleports look the same. Is this the exit? Oh. Found the exit, I believe. Possibly. But I have to defeat its field, probably by stepping on those weird glowy color panels. Oh, there's a blue one over here. Oops. How'd I go down there? Stepped in the wrong spot. So this one's here too. And it's blue. So when I step on one of those panels that's colored, it must undo the barrier that matches its color. I just haven't really been seeing the barriers yet, so I didn't know that I was doing that. Just gonna muscle through it, I guess. Wait, this teleports me back to the beginning, right? Yeah. So we'll go down again and see if there's a direction I haven't gone in yet, I suppose. Oh, there's a spot. As per what I said before, it definitely helps to not step on those until you're gonna go that way, because then you can tell when a direction is new. So there's the blue now. So now if I go back, that one blue barrier will be open. There's the yellow one. I may have gotten disoriented again. Oh, cool. I'm back at the beginning. And I get... So this one teleports you back to the beginning? Right. So I need to go forward and teleport a few times, I think, to get to the blue? What I wouldn't do for a built-in Legend of Grimrock style map where I can write down the teleport locations to keep track of the patterns. Haven't gone there yet, huh? Oh, right, because I think I just passed the blue barrier. I just couldn't quite tell where it was before because it's gone. And I think they just disappear without a trace. So I'm hoping to find one more barrier. There we go. Oh. So I think that's the color we're trying to get rid of next. Oh, being attacked from behind now. Aha! You've missed me. Would you like to try? Would you like to try again? It is spooky how they're just covered in eyes. Like, what was it? Was it Full Metal Alchemist that had like a weird? Oh man, it's been a while. I'm forgetting what things are called in that thing. But people will perform alchemy by tapping into some other alternate dimension, more or less. And it was often represented by a series of eyes in the darkness, which was creepy as all hell. Especially when you're 14. There we go. Last color diluted. Now I just need to find my way back to that spot. Was it up here? Am I where I think I am? Looks like it. I'm being attacked. Actually, no. You guys focus fire that guy, because he's going to be a problem. He's going to try to. He'll keep trying to wander around. I'll work on this weaker character. If only they would. If only you could get them to attack your stone sentries that you set up. That'd be very useful if they were silly enough to attack them. How you feeling, sir? Little tornado-y? Oh, come back. I need to destroy your earth tag. There we go. We get along great. Yeah, he's not gonna last. Definitely feels like a more of a combat for the sake of combat location, rather than one where you're supposed to be challenged in any way, because these guys are ridiculously effective. So you get the 20% damage boost. Let's see. It's not a terrible idea to work your way down this list, of course. But we could also work on the next step of some of these things. Spawn one more twister is tempting. Let's do the stance one finally. Oh. Did I build a bridge with these things by stepping on them? And what are you? New engraving. Dementicato technology. The Dementicato were a technologically sophisticated civilization. We know this from the still functioning fragments of their culture that have been left behind. The tesoro, the chimes, the vocifers. How any of these things actually work, however, is far beyond us, and the technological gap that is present is believed by the Vegelist to be too wide to bridge. Certainly, that hasn't stopped many from trying, as they hold a quiet hope that one day we might be able to understand the inner workings of the ancient people and harness the powers that lay in their secrets. Keep hoping. Maybe one day. Is this escape?